This is going to be a demonstration of this 3D printed Nerf magazine speed loader, the enhanced version, because this is actually a remix of someone else's design from Thingiverse. So someone on Thingiverse posted the CAD file for the original version, and then I took that CAD file and modified it slightly to make it better, in my opinion. So I'm going to go through the evolution of this, starting with the original version. Ignore this little notch here because I'll explain later. So the problem with the original version is that it's a bit too short to hold 12 darts. So as you can see, the top dart, or the 12th dart, it's kind of, it comes out of the speed loader pretty easily just because there's barely anything holding it in. So when you try to put in this speed loader, you just match up the dart in the same direction as this little arrow, and then it's kind of hard to do on camera, but you just try to put it in like so, and then you push it in straight like that. And then here's why I added the notch, because originally there was no notch, it was just straight across, and when you tried to pull out the speed loader, you can see that it takes out the darts. So I needed this notch to hold down the darts. So with the notch, I'm able to hold it down and take out the speed loader without taking out the darts. Another problem is there is some pressure around here, so I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell, but you can see that when this thing is all the way down, when the speed loader is all the way down, it's slightly to the right side, and that's because there's pressure on this side, and that's just because it's a really tight fit. So as you're pushing this down, it gets slightly harder to push it down, but it's not really a big deal, but I thought it was something I could improve on. And the last problem is that as you're pulling out as you're trying to put in your speed loader into your magazine, there really isn't a lip to put it in, so it's kind of hard to make sure that this side is not on top of the magazine like that. You got to make sure that it's inside like that. So yeah, that's the original version. The next version looks like this. So I've added this little slit here for relief, as well as added a notch. So I'm just going to move this over like that, and as you can see, it's also slightly longer to hold in all 12 darts. It's long enough so that there's a little lip here, so that to put it in, you just put in the lip like that, and then put it in like that, and then just push it in straight. So you can see here that the left side is pressed in slightly, so there was some pressure building up on this side. But the problem with this design was, you can already tell that there's some damage here, and that's because there really isn't a whole lot of plastic to prevent this little thing from bending, so I bent it, and yeah, that was a problem. So that was actually just my first iteration of the enhanced speed loader, and so to fix that, this is the latest version as of right now, as of making this video. So I just moved the slit a little further away from the bottom of the speed loader, and that doesn't prevent, but it makes it harder to bend this part of the speed loader. So the last thing I want to show is how to put in the darts, because when I first started using the speed loader, I would try putting in the darts like one at a time, so like that. But the problem with this is that you can already tell that the darts, they kind of move around. So the easiest way to use your speed loader is to just have all your speed loaders, or have all your darts in one hand, and just put them in, or hold your speed loader upside down like that, and just put in the darts like so. and that way it prevents the darts from moving around because they are just right up next to each other. So yeah, that's that. And to use it again, you just line up the darts with the arrow. Just make sure it's pointing in the same direction, and then put in the lip like that, and then just push it straight down, and then put your fingers here, and yeah, just cool. So yeah, there you go. So last part that I want to talk about is how they treat the darts, because typically you want to put in the, or I think the conventional way is to just put in the darts like that, but the speed loader, just you're just jamming the darts in like that, and that's yeah, that's actually, well, yeah, it's not good for the darts. I'm not sure, or so yeah, so here's a dart that's been damaged. I'm pretty sure that's just because I've been using it with a speed loader. Yeah, so darts are relatively inexpensive, but I think speed loaders are pretty convenient in terms of just reloading your magazine time. So yeah, up to you, but I think the speed loaders are worth it.